Ainazani Cyrus, born and raised in Islamic Republic of Iran. And to top it, my father was a sheikh and my mother was a teacher of Quran. So outside was Islam, inside was Islam, in the bedroom was Islam, the kitchen was Sharia and all of it. When I was 9 years old and I had to go through Jashn Taklif, or the requirement day when you become an adult woman under Sharia, including in Iran, I didn't say the Shahada in the room where all the kids, my classmates, were standing. I didn't say it. They stamped me a Muslim, so I had to become a good obeying Muslim. I was arrested from the day I became a full adult woman until the day I leave Iran, which was when I was 15. I was arrested for having nail polish on. I was arrested for singing publicly. So what does he do? He turned me into somebody else's problem. He decided,
oh my goodness. Yep, that's it.
You're going to be someone else's problem, somebody else who can deal with you better than I do. About a month of his personal opium was on the table. He turned to me and said, you're going to marry this guy. I was 13 at this point. That's my father, justifying his decision and his authority with that verse in the Quran. And that is the first time in my whole life I realized it is time for me to read this thing back to front to back, all of it, because what else is in there? But then, of course, they do hand me over to this man who now owns me, genuinely owns me, because he paid for me. For a year and a half, if it wasn't beating, it was raping. If it wasn't raping, it was beating. If it wasn't both at the same time, he wasn't home. The more I read the Quran, the more I started to realize I am in a cult that worships Satan. My grandmother, rest in peace, my mother's mother, she decided to sell what she had that people didn't see and hires smugglers to smuggle me out of the country. So I officially became an ex-Muslim. I received a call that your father passed away. And I'm like, how? They're like, well, he went to sleep and he didn't wake up. I hung up the phone. I said, God doesn't exist. I'm done. I went right down the path of atheism. I'm a lost soul. In 2017, I was giving a speech at a church in Chicago on a stage. And when I got to that point, always I would get this, heat on my face and anger would come up. I paused and I felt a hand, actual physical hand, holding my heart inside and calming it down. And through my left ear, and I'll tell you why this is important, I heard the following: don't you worry, your heavenly Father loves you. Why is the left ear important? One of my childhood injuries is I am deaf on my right ear. He even made sure to whisper it in the good ear so I would hear it clearly. And that was the moment I stopped running from him. I just couldn't run anymore. I had no reason to run and millions of reasons to stop and listen.